Hey, hi, how are you doing? This is the Gamertron, and welcome back to the Gamertron Show. The military shooter. When bringing up military shooters, one of two reactions usually occur: disgust or excitement. However, when it comes to the latter reaction, that one is becoming less and less of a reality. With the rise and slow decay of Call of Duty, and the oversaturation in the game market by first-person and third-person military shooters, more and more people just want the military shooter gone. People are like, enough with the Call of Duty, enough with the Battlefield, enough with the military shooters. However, believe it or not, hopefully, that's not the case. Because also, hopefully, via this video, I can perhaps convince you that military shooters still have a place in video gaming. Yes, they have been done to death, whether it be World War II, modern times, or slightly in the future. And believe me, I feel your pain. I feel your pain. The pain of knowing that publishers are pushing developers, or, well, I should say, were pushing developers, to just make military shooter after military shooter. It had to be a military shooter, it had to be blockbuster, it had to be AAA, it had to be successful, all because of the rise of Call of Duty. But guys, the military shooter isn't all bad. Is it oversaturated? Hell yeah. Are there some crappy military shooters? Are there some half-assed mediocre military shooters? Forgettable ones? Abso-bloody-lutely. But are there good military shooters? Abso-goddamn-lutely. Call of Duty Black Ops, Battlefield Bad Company 2, the game you are currently watching gameplay of, Ghost Recon Future Soldier, that's a really good military shooter. And obviously, the best of the best, well, in terms of story, Spec Ops: The Line. And guys, there's a reason Call of Duty, Battlefield, and Arma are as popular as they are. There's a reason people to this day still play Call of Duty Black Ops and Black Ops 2 and the original Modern Warfares. There's a reason those multiplayers are still being played and those servers are still full. Same thing with Battlefield 3 and 4. People are still playing those games. Also, Arma. Arma, while it's a niche kind of game only for certain people, it still has a strong fan base, and more people check out Arma because of its hardcore focus on being the most realistic military shooter possible. Those games wouldn't still be played, wouldn't still be as popular as they are if there wasn't a demand for the military shooter. Yes, for the longest time, devs and pubs did nothing but shower us in military shooters, and it was beyond irritating. Because you knew they were just trying to mimic the success of Call of Duty. One of the best examples I can give for that is the Medal of Honor games, the new ones. Medal of Honor and Medal of Honor Warfighter. It wasn't even funny how hard EA was trying to create and find a Call of Duty competitor. Sure, Battlefield was doing well and it had its own fan base, but still, EA wanted to compete with COD. Same thing with Ubisoft. Same thing with all of these indie developers who made these crappy, uninspired military shooters. But guys, I'm mostly talking in the past tense, stuff that happened a few years ago. What about today? Well, today, Call of Duty is still being played in the hundreds of thousands, if not millions. Same goes with Battlefield. On PC, Ghost Recon Phantoms, a free-to-play military shooter released by Ubisoft, is doing very well. A new multiplayer military shooter called Insurgency on Steam is getting more and more traction. Granted, in my personal opinion, I think Insurgency borrows just a tad too much from COD and Counter-Strike. Just not my cup of tea. So there is still a market for military shooters. Granted, it's been made obvious that people don't want oversaturation. They're tired of being showered in the same genre, same type of game. Which is why nowadays, we've been getting a lot more diverse titles being released. Especially in the years of 2013, 14, and 15. We got some really diverse games those years. While 2009 to 2012, there was just military shooter after military shooter. So you can see that the industry has learned. But there are still gamers out there who want the military shooter gone, dead, never to be made again. And guys, I don't see that. I don't understand that mindset. I can't see from that perspective. Because there is still, believe it or not, some potential to be found in the military shooter. Look at Arma. Look at Spec Ops: The Line. Look at Ghost Recon Future Soldier. I personally think these free games are perfect examples on how to grow, expand, and how to do the next military shooter. Let's start with Arma. Arma is the perfect example of balancing an FPS and third-person shooter with a simulation, a simulator, with how brutally realistic Arma is. And there's an audience for that. Insurgency, Counter-Strike. Balancing tactics with realism, with the intensity of knowing, just like in real life, a single well-placed bullet can take you down. No regenerating health here. You get shot in the leg, you're going to be crippled. Get shot in the arm, you're not going to be able to shoot straight. Single shot to the head with any weapon, pistol, rifle, sniper, shotgun, you're instantly going down. There's a market for that. There's a certain just intensity to that kind of game, where everyone is on equal footing. It takes tactics, surprise, and wits to come out on top. Just like in real life, and there's an attraction. There's an attraction to simulating real life in a virtual world. There's an attraction to that, and that's definitely a market the military shooter should follow up on. Then we have Ghost Recon Future Soldier. This game, I find, this is the perfect example of a well-balanced, well-rounded military shooter. It finds a great balance with the sci-fi aspect, where it does take place slightly in the future and there's a bit of sci-fi tech, but its sci-fi tech is all realistic and believable. And the gameplay is focused and balanced. There's a great deal of set pieces in the environments in the single-player campaign, but there's also tactics, replayability, personal customization to your weapons, the ability to go guns blazing or take a silent, stealthy approach. As a matter of fact, this game focuses mostly on stealth. Stealth is your ally. And with so many military shooters that focus on guns blazing, Rambo, explosions, Michael Bay, it's refreshing, nice, exciting, fun. But then again, you can say that about all stealth games, and the military shooter is a pretty good genre to focus in on the stealth genre. It's a good combination of genres, stealth and the military shooter. Because sure, while it's badass to go Rambo, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Michael Bay on everybody's asses, it's just as much, if not more satisfying to feel like a ninja, a stealth operative. Taking on a squadron, a platoon, a small army of soldiers with your four-man squad and coming out on top using tactics and stealth. And then we have the absolute perfect example on how to grow, expand, just make the next military shooter. Spec Ops The Line. Spec Ops The Line proves that the military shooter can join other great games like BioShock and Dragon Age and Mass Effect. Even the goddamn Telltale games in terms of storytelling. Spec Ops The Line proves you can have memorable, interesting characters, that you can treat the gamer like an intelligent human being and challenge their knowledge and their will to pay attention and investigate. It shows you the horrors of war and shows you that there's no really good guys or bad guys when it comes to war. They're just soldiers following orders, doing horrible things for unfortunate reasons. And this is a simply great way to improve and make more military shooters. But hey, guys, this is just my opinion. These are just my thoughts and feelings. Yes, there are a lot of crappy, mediocre first-person and third-person military shooters. There's a lot of them. The market is oversaturated with them. But I don't think they should disappear entirely. I mean, I admit I like sci-fi shooters. I like crazy fantasy sci-fi shooters. I admit it. But a good military shooter, there's nothing wrong with that. If a game's a good game, and it's a good military shooter, if the game's fun, intriguing, enjoyable, well, it's a good game, and good games shouldn't be passed up on. Anyways, guys, yeah, that's my opinion on military shooters. If you liked the video in any way, shape, or form, if you liked my opinion, what I had to say in the video, if you liked the gameplay, please hit the like button. Hitting the like button helps me, helps you, helps everybody involved with the video. If you hit the like button, please leave a comment. What are your thoughts on military shooters nowadays? What are your thoughts on the military shooters I mentioned in this video? What are your thoughts on the future of the military shooters and shooters in general? Let me know your thoughts and feelings, opinions, everything you want to say in the comments below. I love getting comments. I don't get nearly enough comments. Please write a comment. And finally, I am the Gamertron. I love video games, and I love talking about video games. And if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing to my channel and supporting me. This has been a video, and I will see you guys later.